Day morning. Basically, we gonna talk about Straight Jacket from 1964, which I thought was a pretty good movie. This whole idea of this woman being placed in a straitjacket because of her insanity and shit like that, because of how insane she is. The film basically starts off first screaming and hollering and saying all this like, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. And we see her in a straitjacket. Just off that alone, I enjoyed how the movie started off, you feel me? And I'm happy I reached 236 subscribers. We're halfway to our goal of 300 subs. So thanks to whoever helped me get there. Cinematography was good. Like I said in the review, the chemistry between the couple was great. It's on point. I enjoyed it very, very much. The acting of the couple and all that. Soon to be engaged couple. Of course, that's her adopted daughter. They did great. Adopted daughter and whatnot. It's incredible. She's a great actress. That's why they're good actors. Type shit. If you haven't seen Straight Jacket, highly recommend it. I can't cap. I'm fried too. I'm still fried too. So I'm doing this review baked like bacon, boy.
Yesterday. Summer. Still try to give y'all the best recap on my live of what happened. So we basically had the woman going around just killing off people with axes one by one. In my head, psychologically, feeling like she did it. She was going around doing it because she wanted revenge for being placed in that place, the asylum basically. There's another film that was like a topic on in the asylum that I like. The Asylum from I believe it was from the 80s or the 60s, but that's a good ass movie. If you haven't seen Asylum, The Asylum, highly recommend it. I highly recommend. I know I highly recommend a lot of films, but I'm not lying. If you haven't seen The Asylum, that shit is. And the you could tell like the guy really cares for his woman, you know. And there's moments in this movie where they're placed in some strong, hard, difficult moments, but they push through them. You know, and that really goes to show like when you push through anything as a couple, you get through anything. Hey, you feel me? My boy said he ain't never. I mean, here's something. He said he ain't never getting married because the reason why I feel it, I see where he's coming from. He said that because like, but yeah, they were engaged, soon to be engaged couple actually, but still, they face their problems together pretty well. You're liable to get like nothing out of marriage, goes to your woman, like the person. Y'all get a divorce, everything goes to that person. But I'm sure if you fight that to like a battle, court battle, like because Johnny Depp was able to win against Amber Heard. I watched that whole case. He was able to win in court against Amber Heard. So he must not be informed on the fact that men can win their cases. And I've never been married, and I'm talking about this type of shit. Men can win their cases and get their shit, get their shit. Like I know that for a fact based off the Johnny Depp case. and him winning his case against Amber Heard. So it's not always the case when you get married. I don't want to be in that position until I'm like 30. I'm not doing that when I'm young because I know. And the girl and the guy were very young in this movie. Here's my reason. It's pretty logical and pretty simple. I'm not trying to be married until I'm 30 because my mind's simply still developing. I'm still living throughout my. Yeah, I'm talking to a girl. Yeah, I like her a lot. She seems to be a girl I'm gonna take my time with, not rush. I go out a lot, so I give her space and not all up on her ass, texting her too much. I didn't even hit her up all last night like that. You feel me? But here's my point. The point is, when you get married so young, you don't know much. When you get older, there's a lot more you'll know. There's a lot more you'll figure out, and a lot more you've already done figured out in life. You feel me? So that's my reason of why I feel like I'm gonna wait, and why I feel like it's smarter to wait. Some people might think at a young age they got to get to that point of time or not, but me, I got my career, my music, my YouTube, all that type of shit. I'll probably really start like just like look at that. Like it's not even a fear because I was training to start boxing. I was in that gym. I was in the gym for a good bit of like, and I went just recently, but people were fighting, so I went. But I'm probably gonna really get on that shit again when it's nice and commit to that shit. Like you just gotta cover your face. I know how to cover my face if I'm gonna fight. That ain't about nothing. You just my guy Devon J said he committed to it, then he stopped too. So I wasn't the only one who was training for a fight. He stopped and didn't go back to the gym for a minute. You feel me? But I had a logical stance on that too. I wasn't trying to get my face fucked up, but I know like you can cover as long as you know how to cover your shit, you good. And I know how to do that. I know how to protect myself. Like the last nigga 3 years ago, they know like. But we're not here to talk about that. Like we're here to talk about uh Stray Jacket, which I thought was great. Like I said, the cast of characters, the cinematography, the whole look at the film, everything about this movie was just top notch, different fucking. It was just one of them movies that just gave you a feeling of like suspense, very like all the feelings you would have about a nostalgic classic, enjoyable old school horror film is what I felt when watching it. Although I'm so fried at this point that I was sort of like laying down type shit. You feel me? I can't tell you what I'm from, but yeah, you can even see it in my eyes. I'm still lit. Yeah, real talk. The boy like boy fried. But yeah, everybody seems to like Mary, how she looks, and seems like she's a nice person. Everybody, or what made me like her? Her smile, like when she took that picture smiling type shit. That's what. It's some little things you gotta notice in females. Like you can tell she's not fake. You can tell because it even says on her like profile, like she's trying to help people live a healthier lifestyle, more healthy lifestyle. She's positive energy, just like everybody I be around. Like when you get around girls who got some issues and problems, the woman in this movie had issues. It's clear she had problems. But I get why she killed her husband. I mean, I'm not saying I condone the action of taking out route of murdering your husband, but I get where she was coming from, like psychologically on that stance, like why she had to do it, because her husband cheated on her with a much younger man. Like, would you if you were in that like If you were in her shoes, would you honest? I mean, it's not good to take that approach, and it's not good to like. It's not like it was an innocent bystander there too, because he was her husband. He did her wrong. You feel me? So I'm trying to understand from her perspective in the movie why she took that approach to kill her husband, and that's that. Like he went against her, he betrayed her, he cheated on her, and did what he did to her. So he got him out the way. As simple as that. Like what would you do if you were a girl, right, and your husband cheated on you? You walk in on it, right, from a woman's perspective, right? You walk in on your husband and somebody, right? What do you do in that situation? You feel me? That's exactly what happened in this movie, 1964. She walked in on her husband. She asked him up and got him out the way for some revenge. You feel me? What do you do in that situation? Same way if it was backwards, but I don't do shit like that. I'm a lover, At heart, I'm a lover. Only time I get out of character if I feel threatened, you feel me? I'm not gonna get out of character if I don't feel threatened by anybody. Like the family and all that. Them people, you know, I feel comfortable around them, but like random people who I feel threatened around, they try that, you know, I might have to do what I gotta do. I remember this little boy was talking to me reckless on the phone, right? I had to tell him like little 17-year-old, like this is still a movie like recap. I had to tell him off, right? Because this dude thinking he do all this and that over the internet, talking trash, and he's gonna knock me out. Like, you know, only time people got close to my body is by sneaking me. I have situations and stuff, but still though, like we're not talking about me. Like we're talking about like the movie. Like, yeah, man. Like at least when I did what I did, I walked straight down on him in the house and then punched him out. That's the difference between me and dude. But yeah, man. I thought Straight Jacket was incredible. But I'm done feeding into that shit. Like that shit so old to me. Like so old. Like I'm going up. I'm elevating. I'm better in life. So that ain't about nothing. Like all that's in the past. It's a new year, bro. But let me think. Uh, there were no sex scenes. Thankfully, finally, baby. Finally, I could watch and enjoy a movie without love making. Like you guys already know my stance on it. If I see it too much, I get like I said, it gets repetitive and it gets to be too much. I get to thinking like this is too much. This is just enough. I've had enough of seeing this, you know. And I don't even think about that all like that no more. I'm on my celibate shit. You feel me? Shit. Me and lady, I'm gonna ask her like we gonna discuss like we gonna talk about zodiac signs. We gonna talk about cars. We gonna talk about different shit. Cause I know that's gonna come. Love making, that shit gonna come. He already said I'm good looking. I've been knew that. So, like, yo, I've been knew I was a handsome looking man. All them girls who used to hate and clown me and say I was ugly on a monkey app. So, like I was telling girl in the car, like I know what I come from. Like I know the stature type of guy I was raised by. So I try to carry myself. I try with that same level. You feel me? Same level, intimate. Like, so you feel me, bro? Like, we're not talking about all that negativity. You feel me? We talk about straight jacket, and what else happened? I'm fake. We talk right now. Oh man, I'm deep. Oh, try to remember this shit. Come on, I know you remember. You gotta remember. Um, okay, so there's a scene when the young girl's driving on the road, right, and then she takes her mom, her adopted mother, and they go get a wig, right, at the store because she wants to look younger. Because once the movie first appears, right, she has gray hairs. Of course, when you like an elderly folk, you're gonna have them gray hairs. You know, it is what it is. When you get old, I know for a fact when I get old, I'm gonna go bald because it runs in the family. My dad's bald, so I'm gonna be bald headed too. At least I think that don't always work like that. It might depend. I don't know. I hope not. But yeah. That was a pretty interesting scene. A little bond between the daughter and the mother. Pretty cool to see them kind of shopping instead of just staying around like the house area and like the typical normal. See, that's why I like this movie. It takes different approaches because one, they go shopping and you could see them go shopping and I thought Joanne Crawford did a great job too. She did amazing. Of course, she had an issue with Betty Davis, who was in a previous film I watched. Like, oh man, that's why they didn't really film it together because there was a big problem between the two. But she did a great job. You know, like I discussed in that movie, they had a rivalry because they're movies and stuff like that. But man, Joanne Crawford was so good for her time, man. Like you really felt her acting skills. You really felt that this woman was evil. That's what was radiating off my body. Like you really felt like, oh, I hate this man, this guy who portrays my husband. Oh, I just want to get him out the way. I just want to murder him, action. He had like split personality though, because he was nice to her. Well, of course, a woman who's sort of insane going, have split personality. He's respectful to her. Of course, any woman who's kind of would be, but she still has that level of love for her adopted daughter and son-in-law. That's clear because of how in the scene they interact and they act around each other. So yeah, that's clear. She has love and respect for them. Despite her insanity. You feel me? And that's interesting. She still she's insane, but she still has love and cares. You can tell she really cares for her adopted daughter and soon to be husband, her fiance. It's pretty interesting to see. And she was believable. She was hella scary for a woman, bro. She was hella scary for back in the day. If this were a movie that was done today, in today's standards, a modern woman would not look that intimidating. I'm just being honest. For back in the day, yeah, I'm keeping it buck. Nowadays, females, this generation, bro, you will rarely see a woman who looks that slightly now compared to back then. Like that's all is true. And I wasn't even born back then. Based off of what I watched and just based off of visual glance is what I mean. Like he looked hella intimidating for the time. Like if I was around back then, I would not get on Joanne Crawford's bad side. Not at all. Feel me? That's for any insane person. Like, you know to stay on their good side because you know they're not to be messed with. You feel me? Anyway, I love you, and I'm gonna hop off this live. Peace.